Chapter 6. Hi, I'm Kathy Kelly. You must be Leah. The cute girl with a tangle of brown curly hair grinned at Leah. Leah returned the smile. I guess we'll be working together. The two of them stood in the hallway of the Sunshine Inn bed and breakfast, dressed in shapeless uniforms that Mrs. Stoltz insisted her helpers wear. Kathy said, "This is my second summer working at the inn. I'll only be here through July 4th weekend, though. Then I'm off to cheerleading camp. How about you? You ever do this kind of work before?" "No, I work in a fast food place when I lived in Dallas." "Dallas? How lucky you. I've been stuck here in Doolesville since my parents moved here when I was in the 7th grade. I'm saving for college. How about you?" "Just living here for the summer." "You mean you chose to spend the summer here?" "It's a long story." Leah certainly didn't want to go into her life history at that moment. "You're not Amish, are you?" Leah shook her head. "Me either." Kathy rolled her eyes. "What's wrong with being Amish?" "Nothing, if you like being ignored. I went to school with some of them, and they keep in their own little circles, tight as gum stuck to your shoe." "Do you know the Longacres? I'm a kind of friend of theirs." Leah wanted Kathy to know that she didn't want to hear her trash the Amish. "Oh, don't get me wrong," Kathy said. "I like a lot of the Amish kids, but no matter what you do, you always be an outsider to them. They don't really have much use for us English." Kathy's words felt like a splash of cold water to Leah. Was she fooling herself about Ethan? The night before he had kissed her in the moonlight until her blood fairly sizzled and her knees went weak. And he told her he would see her every chance he got. Now Kathy's remarks were making her wonder. Kathy tipped her head and puckered her mouth in thought. "Longacre, let me think." "Ethan and Charity," Leah supplied. "I sort of remember Ethan. He was in 8th grade when I started in 7th. He was really cute, but the Amish kids hardly ever stay in school beyond 8th grade. So since they're out of middle school, we don't see much of them." "You're interested in Ethan?" "Sort of," Leah said. "Well, good luck if you have a thing for him, really. Strict Amish parents never let their kids mingle with the likes of us." Leah felt an enormous letdown. She didn't have time to dwell on it, however, because Mrs. Stoltz dashed out of the kitchen and started issuing orders about the day's work. Soon Leah was up to her elbows in soapy water. She and Kathy changed bed linens, scrubbed bathrooms, and washed windows the entire morning. Mrs. Stoltz clucked her tongue over every streak they left behind and every piece of brass they didn't sparkle. She told them that the next day they would have to work faster. When Leah went to her car, she felt ready to collapse from exhaustion. "The first day is always the hardest," Kathy told her as they stood in the small parking lot adjoining the inn. "And Mrs. Stoltz is pretty nice once she sees that you're trying to do a good job and not goofing off." Leah rubbed the back of her neck. Who had time to goof off? Kathy laughed. "See you tomorrow. Oh, here's my phone number if you ever want to do anything on weekends." Leah took the piece of paper Kathy handed her and got into her car. Weekends. She remembered Ethan's promise to spend as much time as he could with her, but after what Kathy had said, Leah wondered if it was going to be possible. Absently, she rubbed her knee. It felt sore. Fear jolted her. The soreness was in the same knee where bone cancer had been discovered. "It's nothing," she told herself. "I just overworked it today." She threw the car into gear and screeched out of the parking lot. Because Charity and Ethan had no phone, Leah couldn't call. She had no way of knowing if they missed her or even thought about her. On Friday, she drove to the farm. She had hardly shut off the engine when Rebecca came racing to the car, her long skirt flapping behind her. "Leah, come quick. I have something to show you." Leah jogged behind the little girl all the way to the hen house. Inside the low wooden building, the warm air smelled like chickens and chicken feed. "Wow, this place needs some air freshener," Leah joked. "What's so important?" Rebecca took her over to a small wooden bowl-shaped trough. "Look." The trough was an incubator, and in it eggs were in various stages of hatching. Rebecca scooped up a fuzzy baby chick and handed it to Leah. Are they not wonderful?" "He's cute, all right." Leah cradled the soft yellow creature against her cheek. The downy feathers tickled. Below, the others peeped noisily. "So now you have even more chickens to look after?" "Would you like to have one for your very own?" Rebecca asked. "How can I keep it in my apartment?" Rebecca thought for a moment. "I will keep it here for you. I will feed it and take care of it, but it will always be yours, Leah, and you can come visit it whenever you like." Leah's heart melted at the girl's sweet gesture. "Thank you, Rebecca. This is the nicest present anyone has ever given me." "I told Charity you would like my present," she said. "She didn't think a grown-up English girl would like a chicken, but I knew you would because you're my friend. You helped me in the hospital even when no one made you help me. Do you remember the hospital? Oh, yes. I remember the shots and the Christmas party and the funny bed that moved up and down, Rebecca giggled. I like to push the buttons and make it move. Do you remember Gabriella, the nurse who sometimes came to visit us? She was pretty, Rebecca said. She held my hand when I was scared and when you were asleep. Leah was glad that someone else had seen the elusive Gabriella. There were times when she wondered if she'd imagined her. Gabriella helped me, too. I can't wait to see her again, Rebecca said confidently. How do you know you will? She told me so the night before I went home. Leah figured that Charity and Ethan had not shared with Rebecca Leah's ideas about Gabriella's being an angel. If they had, Rebecca would certainly have mentioned it to Leah by now. Well, tell her hi from me if you do see her, Leah said. Where's Charity? Rebecca slipped her hand into Leah's. Everybody in the kitchen making jelly. We can help. Leah hesitated. She wasn't sure she wanted to, but Rebecca fairly dragged her into the farmhouse kitchen. She found the women in the family hovering over pots boiling on the wood stove. Charity was washing jars in the sink and lining the clean ones up on the countertops and tables. Leah, Charity said, how nice you are here. Leah shifted from foot to foot self-consciously. Tillian almost smiled at her, but she thought the smiles looked stiff. I'll just stay a moment. You look busy. We make jelly a couple times during the summer, and we put up vegetables for our garden, so we'll have plenty to eat during the winter, Charity explained. Soon Rebecca, Simeon, and a few of their friends will set up a roadside stand for the tourists to buy what we don't use. I guess I'm used to just going to the grocery store and buying what I want, Leah said. My mother didn't cook very much when I was growing up because she worked. Leah saw Charity's mother and Oma exchange glances. She recalled how Charity had spoken about Amish women and their devotion to home and family. Of course Mom had to work, Leah added defensively. Sometimes I'd cook supper. I have my grandmother's favorite recipes. Maybe you could come over sometime and we could bake bread or something. Charity flashed Leah a big smile. That would be fun for me. Charity's mother asked, Would you like to help us make jelly now, Leah? Sure, Leah said, surprised by the offer. She really wasn't looking forward to going back to her tiny apartment and spending the evening alone. What should I do? Tilly led her over to a large basket of green apples. You can peel these, and when you finish, you can take some jars of jelly home with you. Thanks, Leah told her and set to work, grateful to be busy, grateful to be a part of the busy household, if only for a few hours. Leah was putting gasoline in her car later that evening when she encountered Jonah Dewberry filling up a battered green car at the pump in front of her. Hello, Leah, he said cordially. Do you remember me? It's Jonah, isn't it? He nodded. How are you liking your stay? I'm liking it. It's fine so far. I saw your car out at the Longacre farm this afternoon. I was visiting. She didn't fully trust Jonah and didn't want to get overly chatty with him. Ethan speaks well of you. Oh, what does he say? That you are different, special. But before Leah could feel pleased, Jonah said, For English. She stiffened. I can't help who I am, Jonah. He pulled the gas nozzle from his car, put it away, and screwed on his gas cap. The elders have a saying that we are taught from the time we are small children. It is, if you only date an Amish girl, you can only fall in love with an Amish girl. His rebuke stung. Do you mean play safe? Do you always play safe? Don't you do things you're not supposed to do? I thought that was the whole point of taking a fling. My family wouldn't approve of all that I do, but I have never brought home an English girl. It is a kind of fire that I know better than to play with. There are many Amish girls to pick from. I know one day I will want to be baptized and marry and have a family. Be careful, English, that you do not take my friend where it will be impossible for him to get back home. Stunned into silence, Leah watched Jonah climb into his car and drive away.